I said diamond hearts, glass hearts, broken heart, false start, soul of music. Man, goddamn it, that's a lost start. Paging God, I don't think that she can hear me. Cause it's hot by my feet. I got demons walking near me. But all's fair, loving sins, loving sex. Fake niggas, bitter ex.
Yo, what's up, people?
What up? What up?
Sit up straight and look at me.
Talk to me, I talk back.
Hey, it's your boy Jay,
And your boy Mel.
and welcome to Pass the Word Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Today,
Uh-oh.
Mel, what we gonna be talking about today, dog?
Hey, we're gonna be talking about family ties. And then we're gonna throw in that word alibi.
Alibi.
Yeah.
What plus? Alibi.
Ah.
Cause you wanna
Oh boy. He crazy. He turned up. Now, so what we're gonna talk about today, family ties, to me, is that tight knit, that bond between family, that glue, that blood in, blood out type of thing. And then the consistency and inconsistencies with it. Things that happen in the family, we'll give you examples and then solutions on how to make those things better.
That's right.
Some of these are our stories, some of them are not. And we want to be able to talk to you guys and be able to relate to you. So your opinion matters too. So weigh in on this so we can get your opinions on it too. Because you might come from a different angle, something we may not have heard before. But, talk to us so we can talk back.
Yeah, man. I think it's a really heavy topic and it need to be discussed because as I look through some social media, I see some stuff that people are talking about this. And we talked about generational curses in our last episode, and I was scrolling through some on social media, and there's a lot of people that went through some of the things that I discussed in our last episode, and we know we ain't y'all not the only ones out there that's going through it. We ain't the only ones out there that's going through it. And if we could just help somebody do what we're talking about here, hey, that's what we're here for.
Right.
Like Mel said, we want to keep them family ties. We want to make them stronger.
Right.
That's what we get that reinforcement still behind it.
Yes, sir. Rubber band.
Hey, rubber band, man. Wow.
Able to bounce back.
Hey, just like that, man. Because that's what it's all about. That's what we want anyway, man. That's how we want it to do, and we want y'all to come into our family as we're hosting this podcast. But alibi, you asked me.
So we're gonna hold y'all accountable too, because we consider
hold
y'all
them.
family. Watch out now.
Now watch out now.
Yeah, alibi. Talk to us about it.
We all know what an alibi is,
Do that.
Well, if you don't know what it is, alibi is a story or a situation or something that occurred that put you somewhere other than where someone said you was. That's what I came up with. Allowing and learning inexcusable behavior through ignorance. As y'all listen to this, I'll elaborate more on why I came up with that. It relates to family ties. Now, I'm gonna jump right on into it.
Not jumping in.
That's my last.
Come on now. They ain't take it in.
And what I spoke about in that last episode, I meant it. I said no business behind what I said.
Not 10 toes. What struck a chord with them? It was so bad that you said.
Well, I ain't gonna give y'all. What I want you to do is go back to the episode, and then I want you to do your homework, and then come back and meet me out here in these comments when you come back.
Right. But what I'm saying is something in there that happened that you said that didn't sit well with them.
The disagreement was, hey, I felt some type of way about something because it wasn't brought to my attention and it concerned me.
Mm-hmm.
Something that concerned me, no matter what it was, should have been brought to my attention and discussed with me, regardless of whatever the case may have been.
Okay, but what was wrong with that?
Well, what was wrong with it was them as parents felt like they didn't owe me an explanation.
Why?
I'm their child.
But if you felt some type of way about it, or it could have been something psychological to you, some type of psychological trauma that made you feel some type of way that you wanted to talk about it, but you felt like you couldn't talk about it
because of what happened when I was.
right.
I see what you're doing. So what happened? All right, Mel. Okay. A lot of stuff affects the way that you can speak with your parents, going through how you were brought up or how you were raised, whether they made it comfortable or uncomfortable for you to come to them and speak to them, whether they validated how you feel versus how they felt. Y'all need to go to generational curses to get well rounded and rooted in what we're talking about.
Well versed.
Yeah, because it's definitely something that you carry into your adulthood if it's not properly addressed when you were a child.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about that too. And it's heavy in our community, in the black community. We feel like we don't have to address these things, and we feel like these things don't affect us when they do. They have a lifelong effect if we don't get behind it and do something about it. Um, but nevertheless, I was told that hey, look, maybe I got PTSD. Maybe I should go talk to somebody about it because you're not gonna hear how I feel about it.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like that's that psychological trauma. So you're trying to have a conversation with them. And that's what I wrote this down because it popped in my mind. I wanted to say it because as a parent, yes, you could chastise your kid and say, hey, this is this and this is that. And this needs to happen. Go make it happen. Right.
That's when they're a child, though.
Right. You could do that. You could enforce rules. Hey, let's say your kid was outside and they were playing they threw a rock, bust them out the window. You get on them, you fuss at them, you send them to their room and think about what they did. But a conversation needs to happen
Right.
rather than not having that conversation because you're teaching that kid life lessons on, hey, this
Why?
is how.
Right. Why should I not throw that rock? What's the problem with me throwing that rock?
Right.
What are the consequences behind me throwing this rock?
You if you do it now as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
it's cute. And people are like, oh, it's just a kid. But you get to be a grown up, you throw a rock above somebody's window, you going to jail.
Absolutely.
Or you gonna have to pay a fine. Somebody bill.
You will be held accountable
Yes, absolutely.
accordingly.
So having a conversation for me is something that's warranted because you don't know how detrimental that could be later on in life. Just because you somebody's parent doesn't mean that you can.
Shut that off. Tell them, hey, I said this, and I'm not gonna give you that conversation because I don't want to give you that conversation
But that's
because I'm
a
comfortable with how I was raised, or I'm comfortable with if I was in this situation.
a one sided conversation, and that can't be a thing because
No growth can happen from
not
that.
right. What am I learning?
I'm not learning anything. I'm pretty much it's almost like a dictatorship to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like if I say to you into my house, you gonna abide by what I say, how I say do it, when I say do it, and there won't be no back talk unless you want to catch one of these bills, unless you gonna do that.
Right.
But really, what got me in my situation, because I felt hurt, like and I know a lot of people were in my shoes or are going through it because I see it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I felt hurt. I expressed how I felt about it, and I kind of felt like my feelings weren't validated. I kind of felt like it didn't matter how I felt about the situation. Um, it is what it is, and that just brings me to my topic of being, hey, comfortable with whatever it was. You comfortable with telling me it's okay? You just gonna get through it, or you just gonna stop talking to me, and you cool with that?
Well, it's not cool because now you're telling me to get over it. And like I said, I had this conversation with my mom earlier, and those words of get over it, like you can't say get over it because somebody went through something. I want to have a conversation. I want to know what I did wrong or how it made you feel because these are things that you're going to have to do as a grown up when you communicate with people.
With your children when you have children.
Right. Tell me what I did wrong or how I made you feel because, and this is me using the communication wheel. I feel I have to use the emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
Mm-hmm. Hurt.
angry
Okay.
or I feel hurt or
Mm-hmm.
I feel left out. So now I'm telling you that way you know how I'm coming into this conversation.
Because I feel this
Be-
way because of an action
because you did this.
right.
Now I say that
Mm-hmm.
and you respond back that same way.
Mm.
Well, I understand you feel that way. But I feel,
this way.
and that's how that conversation should go, because things happen.
With respect.
Well, if two people are talking at the same time, what are you getting out of that?
Nothing.
Nothing, because we both talking,
Right.
but we ain't getting nowhere because we
Right.
just spinning our wheels. At that point, it's just two people doing that. And you know, they say an empty wagon make the most noise. Yeah. My granddaddy said, you always talking and you ain't listening, you can miss out on your blessing. You don't know what's going on if you always talk.
You can't hear nothing because you're always the one running your mouth.
Yep. That's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen more than you talk.
You're never going to get anywhere. They're never going to think that anything's wrong if it's not addressed.
Exactly. And then that's when they become comfortable. And then when you say something, they done got so used to the days going by and nothing being said. Oh, I thought that was over. I thought that was dead.
I thought we had handled that.
Right.
Just because you stopped talking about it, that was never handled. It's not like sweeping something under the rug.
But if you say that happened so long ago, you need to get over it.
Right. You can't tell me how I feel and what I need to get over.
We never addressed the situation. We never got to the root cause of what happened.
Yes, sir.
So I feel like so if I let you stay in my house, right? And you tear you tear my house up. I bought the house, but you and my family. So I let you stay in my house. And you let animals go in my house. You let them pee and poop and do whatever they want in my house. And then I say, y'all, you got to get out. Because when I first did it, I said, hey, you can stay here, but these are the stipulations.
These are the regulations. These are the rules.
Right. And you violate all of them. Now, when I tell you got to go, you get mad. You steal the blinds off the windows. You
mess up all the appliances, break windows.
Right. So
color on the walls.
Then years go by, and hey, how you doing? You talking to me?
No.
But
you know how I'm doing.
But you tore up my stuff.
And then thought you expected me to get over it.
We never talked about that. Here we go. How should this conversation go? I feel, and boom, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Because you never gave me a conversation.
Right.
You never
as to why you did what you did.
Right.
You just expect me to just figure it out.
We just supposed to let it go. We supposed to let it go. When you do stuff like that, that's when the tension builds. I want to go back real quick because I want people to have an understanding. I'm very detailed in things that I talk about. I want to give out the information so people have an understanding too, because a lot of people think that they know, and I be seeing on social media, they be spitting out hot dumpster juice, and they don't take the time to research and get clear definition on what they're talking about. And they just go off emotion and they be saying stuff. And I'm like, this stuff, the comments don't make sense.
Right. The comments ain't adding up. Not the emotion make you cry sometimes.
Yeah. So I want to go back to psychological trauma. And the definition for it is an emotional response to a terrible event, like an accident, traumatic event, like something very significant, or a natural disaster. When you brought up what happened with your family, you're supposed to just move on. But
how I was feeling happened from an event that happened back in 1994.
Right. So it obviously has some traumatic effect to you.
Right. Which I didn't realize until I was an adult.
Right.
And I had to handle it as an adult.
And then when you call to ask the question, you get that in return.
You start to say things that make me feel like I'm crazy. Or make me feel like what I'm saying is not valid. And that's the problem. The finger is being pointed at me when I have identified an issue.
Right.
And all I wanted, like you said, was a conversation.
Just a conversation.
I wasn't blaming nobody. I asked a simple question. Did this happen? Did you do this?
I'm your child, and I've been there for you. You raised me. You taught me morals, values, standards. I'm willing to die on a hill for you. If I got aunts, uncles, cousins, and they disrespect you, I'm getting disrespectful to them for you.
Just for you.
Just for you.
When people talk about you,
right?
I'm standing on business about you.
10 toes, ready to go. But then when it comes to my feelings, you tell me that whatever you taught me don't matter. So when and I'm not gonna say check you because I'm not checking my parent, but I'm coming to you with what you taught me, and you got a problem with it, I think you should go back, look in the mirror, and check yourself because
I'm only going off what I was taught. I'm only going off what I seen, and I'm only going off what I know to be
true.
Yes.
So what should I do? Parent, mom, dad.
Right. And what's so hard about having a conversation instead of dismissing it?
That's a generational curse.
Mm-mm.
Because people get stuck in their ways and they think just because I'm the parent, you can't talk to me like that.
Even when you become an adult, just because you're the parent, who are you to question me?
But what about you disrespecting your kid?
That's right. But this girl said, she said, as long as I'm dealing with the stuff that you started and put me through, you gonna hear about it.
That's what the child said to the mother.
The child is an adult,
right?
Dude, her mama put an apartment in her name and end up getting evicted out of there. Now this girl can't even get a light bill in her name.
Just like parents putting, yeah. So she rightfully so. She got to hear about it.
She gonna deal with it. She dealing with that because of what her parents did.
Right.
On her name.
You done put something and my name I don't know nothing about. And now I'm suffering for it.
She knew about it. But the fact of the matter is if you put my name on it.
Take care of it.
Right. She moved out. You stayed in. She went her own ways and you continued to hold the house.
And you didn't
her name and you didn't
do your part.
Your due diligence.
Messed her credit all up.
Right now, your daughter can't get a light bill. Now, how's that fair to her as a child? That happened to her when she was 16, 17. She wasn't an adult. But now she's dealing with it. She's 19, 20, 21 now. She's dealing with it. I'm just saying. Make that, and her mama kind of like, okay, it's kind of like a nonchalant type of approach to it. It just, I feel where she's coming from because it just wanted, now, I'm blessed, and I thank God every day that I didn't have to really deal with my credit being bad because of my parents. So I'm blessed in that fact of the matter. But it's other things that did occur in our family that wanted a conversation that never got one.
Do tell. Yeah, like I said though, man. But it leads to tension.
It does between you and your family,
right?
Your family members, whoever it is, whoever it is that you got into this conversation with.
Yeah, because and the definition for tension is mental or emotional strain. Example: two people have a disagreement, miscommunication, or misunderstanding. The word in there is what? Communication. No matter what, it's always going to lead back to communication. One thing that I've learned about a lot of families, specifically with us, and it happens in other communities too, but I'm only speaking
what I've been through, what I've seen.
Right. Is the communication part. Because I'm your parent, you better.
Not you better.
You better shut the hell up and listen to what I got to say.
Right. And who are you to back talk? Who are you to question what I said?
But look,
it's not so much questioning. It's like when you question, it's not necessarily meaning it's me coming from a place of I don't mean no disrespect, or I don't come from a place where I'm intending to hurt you intentionally, or I'm doing something detrimental, or I'm doing something with envy, or I'm doing something with
ill intent.
Ill intent. That's what it was. That's not how I'm coming to you.
Right. But you look, boy, y'all better get me started up in here. But you tell me if somebody talk to me some type of way, you better give it to them. You better not let nobody disrespect you.
But I'm gonna sit here and let you disrespect me.
But I can have a conversation with you, mom, dad,
Right, without
disrespecting you.
Right.
Because if somebody in the street could walk up to me and be like, listen here, mother, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you walk up to me and you say, listen, hey, mother, and I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Hold up now.
Hold on. Like, why are you talking to me like that?
All that?
Right.
Why I gotta be all of that?
Oh, don't talk back to me. I'm your mama. Yeah, I know that. So why are you talking to me like that?
Right. If you my mom, like why we even going down this route?
Right. And as a kid and as an adult, if you my parents and you talk to me like that, when I go to work, and I'm saying this because we're still in the military, right? When we go to work, if one of our subordinates or superiors were to walk up to us and be like, hey, listen here, motherfucker. What are you gonna do? What you gonna say?
You lost your goddamn. Lord, you lost it. That's what we're not about to do. You're not about to come up. That ain't the energy that I gave you.
Right.
So you're not about to present that energy to me.
And you know the first thing I say? Look, watch how this tie back into it. My mom or my dad named me motherfucker.
Well,
my name is such and such. And you should address me by that. I don't call you that, so you don't call me that.
Call me out of my name. Point blank, period.
Point blank, period.
And we're talking about disrespect because if you're in the military, you understand the terms.
Right.
But you definitely can understand when somebody coming at you.
The context.
With the energy.
It's the context.
It's all about the energy and the use of wordplay.
Right.
You will know the difference when somebody's coming to you with that heat.
Right.
And when you come with me with that heat, I'm meeting you with a frying pan.
I don't want people to take that wrong way because I'm not that type. And I'm not saying that my leaders talk to me like that, but also in the past, I had leaders that would walk up and they not just out of nowhere because they don't. Well, I ain't gonna say they don't because some have, and like he said, I met them with that frying pan. But it's the context. When you got leaders that, and some people try to. I had a conversation with somebody before, and they were like, "And all about one holes up in a court of law." Man, miss me with that. I can tell when somebody means business and when somebody's just being a jackass and they doing stuff deliberately to get under your skin and do certain things. And
they feel like you can't do nothing.
Right.
Or they feel like you.
And that's the difference. And if somebody walked up to me and be like, hey, fucker, you need to go, like, get this done. This, and that. Got it. I understand. That because the context of what they're using.
It was nothing personal.
Right. Nothing personal about that.
But when they take it to that level where they make it personal.
Hey, you stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah.
Whoa. See, that's the context. That's the difference.
Right.
That's the difference. Because my mama that named me stupid.
She definitely didn't name me the other part that come behind it.
Right. So there it is. And I would never talk to anybody that way, in or out of the military, because my mama didn't raise me that way. Absolutely. My mom and dad didn't raise me that way.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to talk to anybody like that. Now,
that's the leadership thing, being respect going both ways. You can't just expect. It's kind of like the parent mentality. Oh, because I'm your leader, you got to do what I say, do without question.
I said it was going to come out later. You know, brought it out now.
I'm just saying. Just saying it seems like, and then like again, the psychological thing, because like, hey, look, I'm used to. It's almost like if like I'm used to being talked to this certain way. Is it me that's wrong? Then you start to kind of question yourself. Am I really the problem because I'm used to being talked to this way? And you allowed this problem.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I watched this video and somebody said, bro, oh my God, it rung a bell. Like somebody said, we so concerned about people being leaders, and they would talk about men and women, people being leaders. But some people are crappy followers and were never taught to be good followers. So how can they be good leaders when they get that opportunity to lead?
They don't know how to because they were never good followers.
Right. And then some people never been taught how to be leaders because they've been beat down their whole life. So how can they ever even start to be a good leader?
Because everybody gonna tell you ain't never gonna be nothing in life.
Mm-hmm.
You start at some point in time, you start like, hey, is there some truth to that? Is there some truth to that? Yeah, am I gonna be something in life?
I jotted down some things when you get to that point of tension with, with someone. No, I don't know how long it's been, but the difference between you guys. The only way to solve that, man, is by active listening, listening with a purpose.
What he said active listening. It ain't enough to just listen.
You have to really be listening. You say you listening, but some people be toning people out. They hear things and then they go in one ear right out the other.
Or you listening, you're not really listening to me. You just thinking about what you about to say next.
That's listening to respond. You just listening to respond. You not hearing nothing that I'm saying. You just gonna blurt it out. So listening with a purpose. If people don't understand that, if you listen with a purpose, you pick up on key words and the true meaning behind what somebody's saying. You give details because if you listening with a purpose, you could come back at somebody and say, "So what you're saying? Let me get this right. So this is what you're saying. This, that." And then you test for yes. Is that right? And a person can be like, yeah,
I did. That's actually what I was talking about.
That's what I was talking about. Now that conversation can go forward. And then compromising and negotiating. There was a problem. We talked about it. Now we could go to the next step.
Now you started talking about a solution. Now you're walking into the solution realm.
We compromising and we coming to an agreement on how we can go from here in life. And that's how that should be. If not, somebody could become bitter. And when somebody becomes bitter,
or defensive,
right? When they become bitter, that means that they have a feeling of anger and unhappiness due to not being able to forget bad things from the past. If you decide to not have a conversation and talk about it, every situation is warranted a conversation, whether you believe it or not. Because a lot of things happen to people because they don't have a conversation and they have a misunderstanding. That's why you see a bunch of men dying when it's a man and a woman going through something. Man,
that's miscommunication. That's a lot of miscommunication.
And a misunderstanding. And then and I say that because this is a true thing. The statistics are out there. Men deal with women, and they do stuff, and the women get mad and they go and they talk to somebody. And then next thing you know, you got somebody showing up to somebody's house, and now somebody getting shot and killed behind something that you told somebody. And then you see these guys on TV or on videos, and I'm just giving y'all an example. They see something, and then the moment, like a man and a woman get in an argument, and she initiates the thing, and the man say, "You need to shut the hell up." And then some dude comes over. You can't talk to her like that.
But you know what was going on before that even happened.
And next thing you know, he over here and got unalive because he wanted to jump in a conversation he ain't had no business dealing with.
Dog.
And
that had nothing to do with you. Mind your business. I tell the people that I come into contact with, if you mind your business, if people would mind their business, the world would be a better place.
Mm-hmm. No, some things people need to get into.
But most things, if you like stick to your business and worry about yourself, the world will be a much better place.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to clear behind somebody else's door, and your door out here just dingy. Door black, and you up on somebody else's porch, somebody else's door. You can't even get your own stuff together.
I would say that I kind of got bitter, over the years, dealing with the issue with my dad, like not being there, because being locked up and promising going away again, and then he go and do a 20-year bid. Like, bro, it's like that that was tough for me. That was tough. It was real tough because I was always looking, for somebody to be a father figure. And I said that before. And it was like having to raise yourself.
Yeah, I understand, man, that bitterness thing because I think I like, and even just recently, I feel like I have a little hint of bitterness going on because um, sometimes I feel defensive about stuff. And like I kind of take what people are saying, kind of, I ain't gonna say to heart, but I kind of like, dang, like I kind of think about like, dang, what was,
And they don't
what,
mean anything by it, but
right?
it's
And
just
I don't,
what you're used to.
right, what I've been getting, what I've been receiving. So now to the point where
Right.
I'm just like,
You
well,
want
did you mean something about that? And then like,
right.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to always have to be looking around like, hey man, well,
But it
what was meant by that? Did you, when you said, what were you implying when you spoke that?
right. And
Mhm.
then it puts you in a position where you become vulnerable because now you don't know when
Mhm.
somebody is actually being ill towards
Towards
you.
you, you can't
So
tell.
exactly
You can't
because
tell.
you always got a guard up.
Mm, man, that's something.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. And but that's why I brought that piece up because um I guess the way to deal with stuff like that, man, is you gotta forgive.
And I do.
But forgiving does not mean pretending everything is okay
No,
because it's not.
you don't forget about it.
No.
You don't. You forgive. And when you forgive, you don't forgive for you don't forgive for them no way. You don't forgive what happened. You forgive for yourself.
Yeah.
For so you can find peace.
And it doesn't mean uh forgetting the, like it doesn't mean forgetting the hurt either because
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why you became bitter
Right.
because you felt hurt. And then forgiveness is simply the act of surrendering our desire for
Revenge.
excuse me, revenge.
Mm,
Um, and a lot of people don't understand that.
right. What
They say they do, but I'm just gonna throw this out there.
what Tyler Perry say? If you gonna get me, I'm gonna get me. Like you got, I gotta get you before you get me.
Right,
Cause you got me. You ain't gonna get me. I'm gonna get you before you get me.
right.
Right.
And that means a desire to hurt someone for
Mm-hmm.
hurting us.
For hurting you. Yep.
So
You want them to feel that same pain that you felt.
I don't want my dad to feel that same pain that I felt. I want him to talk to me. I want him to
Tell me why.
have a conversation
Right.
with me. Like
Like what were you thinking
you
during that time?
knew that you weren't supposed to be doing certain things. Tell me why you did what you did
Or what?
because you promised me.
Mm-hmm.
When you promised me, tell me why you went in the area that you knew you weren't supposed to be in.
Or why was I not enough for you not to do that?
No, I don't care about that.
Mm.
That part I don't care about.
What with you? Like
Be-
what's not did I not mean enough to you for you not to go to that
he
spot?
already know that. You know what I'm saying? It's for me, like I want to know why he did what he did. Not was I enough
Mm-hmm.
because that's implied. Like
Mm-hmm.
he knows that.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that when I first popped out of my mom, he knew that it was his responsibility for me to be enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that
Mm-hmm.
already. But I want to know why he did what he did.
Because yet and still he did it,
Yeah,
even though he knew
he knew
the
he wasn't supposed to be
consequences.
there.
Right.
Why make a promise when you know for a fact
That you go
that you
right back to doing what you said you wasn't gonna do.
yep.
Or I I get what you're saying. I get it. And I'm like, well, some people will be like, where is like you don't know what your parent was going. You don't know everything that was going on with them or why they made the choices that they made. Maybe it was a valid reason as to why they made the choices that they made.
No, not for him. He know it. He
That's what they
know it.
thought. Maybe well, where's the grace? What was they saying? Well, where's the grace for them? Was there any grace?
Now what he did versus the time he got,
Mhm.
oh, the legal system jacked up. I can tell you that. I'm mad at him.
It seems like you're trying to normalize accountability. That's what it seemed like you're doing.
No, I'm mad at him for what he did, but what he did didn't warrant 20 years.
Oh no, we already know that the system's messed up.
My dad was in a store he wasn't supposed to be in. Somebody robbed the store. They blame him. They got him on camera like this in the store. Like, it wasn't me.
And they still
pinned it on him.
So that's another conversation for another day.
So I'm not mad at him.
That's another conversation for another day.
I'm not mad at him because the system screwed him over. But had he not been in there
in the first place,
because he wasn't supposed to be in there. So,
well, in a sense, you are normalizing accountability. You are normalizing it.
How so?
Because you think he should be held accountable for what his actions were. His actions for not being in that store. Had he not been in that store, he wouldn't have got what he got. Had he not been there, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely. Well, no.
He wasn't in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No, because he was in a for him, he was in the right place at the right time because he felt like he needed to be in there and he didn't. He wasn't in the wrong place at the wrong time. He knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. So a person in the wrong place at the wrong time that's somebody that
don't know.
Don't know that something's about to go down.
Right.
And they in that place. This dude knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. So it's like, nah, no.
Man, that's
tough. What you got?
Well, I was trying to get up on this accountability thing of holding these parents responsible for the things. Let's normalize not even just the parents, but anybody, any person for that matter. Like that let's normalize it. Let's normalize accountability.
Yeah.
We need to normalize that. And holding people responsible for their actions. And I say parents because they're the first people that you run into. They're the first people that teach you what life is supposed to be like. That's all you know until you step out into the world and you get your own experience.
Yeah.
And you're entrusting them to teach you right from wrong.
If not them, then who? If not them, then who?
Then who? They need to be held responsible for those actions.
Right, and I'm here for it.
And then people.
I'm here for it, Dad.
Right, and then being.
I got your back though.
And then people showing them grace for the actions that they did do.
Who?
That's what they said. Like that we should show grace. Your children should be showing grace for the actions that you did that's detrimental to their life as an adult. They should show grace for not holding you accountable. Then my question is
explain that to me.
So just like going back to that girl, they said that she should show grace for her mom opening an apartment in her name and her having to deal with not being able to have good credit or being able to have a light bill in her name. She should be showing grace for that. She said, well, people under the comments, like you said, Mel, people sliding down in the comments like, well, that's your mom.
But they don't.
But it's your mom.
So it's okay for your mom to ruin your credit.
And somebody else said that exact comment that you said.
It's okay for your mom to ruin your credit.
And then you know what somebody else said? Give these babies a chance.
Why not?
Give these babies a chance. How they not don't have a chance before?
If you're my parent, your goal in life is to make my life easier than yours.
That's right. Make mine better than yours. Or at least help me get somewhere better than yours.
If you're going to open something up in my name, it better be a damn bank account that you put money into. So by the time I turn 18, I'm well off. I got college paid for. I got money. Look.
That's why I'm doing this military thing for mine.
You know what? Y'all better stop.
I'm doing it because I don't want them to have to deal with what I had to deal with.
Man, y'all better stop.
Not too, but
I'm coming for you. I'm here and I'm there and I'm gonna stand on.
He said, "I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm saying I'm right here. I'm telling you, like you supposed to be doing, like you said, you supposed to be doing stuff to make it better for me. And I'm not saying give me no handout. I never said that. Don't misconstrue my words. I'm saying you should be making it better for me because you knew what it took. You know what it takes to get to where you at now. And you always say you want better for me, then why not show me that you want better for me?
Well, show me how to be better than you in life.
That's it. You always say that. You see a lot of parents say, "Oh, I want better for you."
No, some of these parents out here trying to relive what they didn't do.
What they through their kid.
Right. Because sometimes they made bad decisions and now they trying to make up for it.
Or live through their kids.
No, you know how you make up for it? If you failed when you were younger, figure it out as an older parent.
So
Maybe
when you
even
see
through your kid.
right, or when you see the signs coming that you recognize,
Right, or get knowledge
mm-hmm,
and teach them, and then y'all grow together.
mm-hmm. Again, strengthening that bond.
Man,
That's a way to strengthen the bond. But we first have got to recognize that there's an issue, Wills. We first got to recognize that there's something wrong.
yeah, but sometimes there's this thing called fear. What you think? Some people are afraid to say stuff, you know, to their family members.
From fear of being judged,
Yep,
from fear of being exiled out of the family,
yep. Fear of not being heard.
or fear of not,
Fear of something happening to them.
right? Before you could even get what you had, let's say something could happen, or anything like that. Forget you don't want. You know what, man?
Come on, man. Spit it out there, though. No, look, don't. You know how.
Male, because why?
You brought it out there. You folk. Hey,
Why, Mel?
what's
Listen,
up? Talk to me. Talk to me. I'll talk back.
I hate hearing. Well, maybe it's something that you could just look over because they might not be feeling good. They're in an older age. Shit, I could drop dead right now.
Sound like I'm about to take a responsibility.
I could drop dead right now. And what will happen then? Why should I have to always be the one to let stuff slide? Or to give somebody grace?
They didn't give you grace.
I wasn't the one that wronged nobody.
Right.
I wasn't the one that did it. All I did was identify the issue.
You didn't give me grace, and all I'm doing is asking questions to
That's it.
understand.
I just want to understand what happened.
I'm asking questions to understand.
Because this stuff is up. I'm dealing with this stuff as an adult. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff as an adult that wasn't properly managed when I was a child.
At least you.
And then you turn around and tell me that I got Mel, I'm not doing it, Mel.
That you got what?
I'm not doing it, Mel.
You got what, bro?
I'm not going there.
The people want to hear this, man. You brought it up. You can't tease them now.
You want to tell me I need to go get help? Because maybe something is wrong with me. Because you are scared. Like you said, you fear of how I might look at you or what I might do after you tell me the truth.
Why'd you do it in the first place?
What you scared for?
If you know it's wrong, then why you do it?
And
Ain't you
it's
supposed to
wrong.
be setting an example?
You know it's wrong because what you thought was that we never was gonna have to cross this bridge.
And we ain't nobody here saying that anybody's perfect.
No.
But
we gotta take responsibility. We gotta take accountability for our actions as well. Ain't nobody perfect, but we can't grow if we cannot grow if we don't first recognize that there was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We have to first recognize that there was a problem, there was an issue
in the first place,
and you made somebody feel some type of way.
Yep. And because if you don't, then like I said, you put those things up there where people you get that tension, they become bitter, and then I'm gonna throw that one. There's another one out there, that word resentment. And when somebody starts to resent you, don't get mad. because your choices in life.
Mm.
You chose to be a certain way. You chose to. I'm gonna be okay if they don't talk to me.
Right? That's the line. What time gonna heal all? We got time.
But what you fail to realize is that you you might be feeling some type of way because your kid might be just like you, and you might be looking in the mirror, or you see them doing better than you,
Mm-mm.
and they didn't get those qualities from you,
Mm.
and you don't like it because they doing so much better. But you should be
That's
happy.
tough.
You should be happy for them no matter what.
That's tough.
You should be happy for them no matter what as a parent.
Mm.
Because sometimes it's a lot of times you can't teach your kid everything,
You can't.
especially when they leave that state and that little small town that you
Not that
in.
small town mindset now.
Right. Because
Not
they
that
go
cult like mindset. That's what somebody said.
because what's gonna happen is they're gonna find out that there's other ways of thinking, other ways of living,
Other
and your
ways of
way,
communicating, other ways.
right?
Yes.
Your way of living
It's
ain't the only
not.
way of
Right.
living.
It's not the law.
And maybe we can teach you something because we've been different places, seen different things,
Mm.
talked to different people, and we want to bring it back home and make
our
our area better,
That's right.
our family better. But you don't want to because you stuck in your ways.
Mm-hmm.
You mad because I'm telling you the truth because what you
You
taught me is what
wasn't
you taught
necessary.
me. But
Right,
I
but
learned a little bit more,
right.
and now I'm applying that pressure. And I ain't applying it in a disrespectful way, but I'm telling you how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And what the only thing you gonna tell me, well, that happened way back when. You need
Mm.
to get over it already. No, I'm not over it. I'm not over it because
I
I want
can't
to
get
have a
over something.
conversation.
Exactly. I can't get over something that we never talked about. We never discussed it. How I'm gonna move forward if we never addressed it.
Nope.
You told me to just get over it.
Now it's certain things that I can get over. Hell, I've been in arguments with people, that I work with. I don't know them like that. So once the argument over, I don't
That's
think
it.
nothing else about it. Cause they a lot of times people just argue and they say stuff
Mm-hmm.
and they lose in a fight
Mm-hmm.
or the argument, so they say stupid stuff.
Some personal stuff. Stop.
They think it's personal,
Let me stop.
but it don't matter to me because
They try to hit you where it hurt.
right. And in the end, when they found out that it ain't what they thought, then they're like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that
Mm-hmm.
because the
Now
way that person came back at me, boy,
I wasn't expecting it.
he ain't hit me, but it felt like I had knots all on my head, you know. So just be careful. But like I said, and I said in the beginning, any issue that you have in a family warrants a conversation.
It does.
It don't. Go ahead.
And it stopped making me feel like I'm crazy for bringing up an issue and wanting to have a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
You see me actively seeking a solution, yet you standing in the way.
Yeah. Because you stand in the way because you stuck in your way.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I don't know. Well, I do.
You deflect. A lot of deflecting is going on.
But see, all that stuff does ultimately is bring, like you said, like I said earlier to you, that psychological trauma,
It does.
tensions, bitterness,
Mm-hmm.
fears, anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
freaking depression,
Yes, sir.
and
Mental illnesses.
right, resentment, all of that stuff goes hand in hand because if you do it enough, then it affects people in ways because you're not having uh those conversations, and they say healthy conversations
Mm-hmm.
because your conversations are whatever and
Yep.
then you storm off
Yep.
and nothing ever gets
Nothing comes of it.
fixed.
Nothing comes of it. All you're doing is burying an honor. burying it. And
Right.
at some point, that stuff gonna boil over.
Uh-huh.
And when it boil over,
It's okay to disagree too, and walk away from that conversation
there's a way to do
with,
it though.
without a okay. It's okay to have a disagreement with somebody about anything,
Mm-hmm.
and walk away from the conversation and
Mhm.
never have a solution or resolution, whatever. Like, or something that's
And
gonna make it better. It's
that's like
okay to walk away from it, but you should always come back.
mm-hmm.
Maybe you need time.
Right.
Cooler head
Mm-hmm.
should prevail. So you go away,
Think about it for a
think
little
about
bit.
it,
Yeah.
gather your thoughts, and write down things that you've seen happen.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, boom, boom. This. I want to talk about this.
Look.
This, and then when you write it down, this made me feel,
Mm-hmm.
and this made me feel,
Mm-hmm.
and then project those things, and then you do the same thing with that person. You listen to what they say,
Mm-hmm.
and then y'all come together, have your solution
Right.
on how to make those things better.
Making and in turn making both parties happy in a sense. Because hey, look, we found common ground, and we can move forward. And we can grow from this,
Yeah.
and we can find strength through this.
And talking to your kids like they dogs ain't it.
Mm-mm.
And when I say that, like, and I use dogs as a reference because you got people that talk to dogs like they don't mean anything. But I say animal because people tend to talk to animals like the animals don't mean anything. So I say that you can't do that. You can't do that.
Mess with them children and mess with them mentally.
Mhm. And children at the same time. Um, and the whole time it
Bite your
seems like
tongue.
this focus is on parents.
Children
Now I'm about to flip it on the other side
bite your tongue.
because there are some things that you children need to stop doing, and you need to have some respect for your parents.
Mm-mm.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a incident that was going on here recently, and I don't agree with it because let me tell you right now, if you wrong is wrong. It is exactly what it is. You don't do something wrong, and then when your parent chastises you, you gonna tell them that you feel like it won't wrong when you know it's wrong, and you standing under their roof, living in their house,
Eating up their food.
and
Ain't
they
paying
paying
no
all the
bill.
bills,
That's right.
and
You got the audacity to come out the side of your mouth.
you got the audacity to have an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You got the audacity to raise your hand at your parent.
Now that's crazy.
Listen,
That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I ain't never raised my hand at my mom because she would have knocked me in, not even next week,
Clean
into the
into
next universe.
Telling you, clean. You be in Pluto somewhere.
Right. Do you think the rings around Saturn would have been there? They'd
Boy.
have been around my damn
Around
neck.
your neck. Just your neck.
Just a ringing.
Boy.
Like a hula hoop.
Telling you.
No. Oh.
These kids is built different. That's what some people say, they built different.
They ain't cut from the same piece of cloth, I can tell you that. Let me
They
tell
have
you.
no respect for no authority. No respect for nothing. Just they disrespectful. This point blank and period, just disrespectful.
Blatantly. Listen, the way that situation went down, and I heard that how that conversation went, and I said, wait a minute, like I think the parent could have handled the situation a little bit better.
Mm. However,
mm. you get to the point where you want to throw hands with your parent, and you get to the point where you call your parent
I think names.
bitches.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Excuse my French, but yeah.
First of all, that's how do we get to that level?
Man, listen.
How do you get to that level where you feel like you can come out the side of your mouth like that with your parent?
Right. And then
who feeding you this?
Hey, that's how these kids are nowadays. Let me tell you. And
Mm.
then you got your like you got people coming to your aid and they don't even know the whole story, but they're gonna take it and they're gonna run with it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
And they they telling everybody in the world their version of the story,
Right.
and it ain't and the story ain't what it is.
It's not.
Now,
Now you are about to make a. Now you about to make a decision. A rash decision, last minute decision that could cause a lifetime
oh,
of pain and harm and unnecessariness
absolutely, absolutely,
for one decision that you, boy.
because what's gonna happen is that what you decided you wanted to do is a cardinal sin.
Mm.
I don't think anybody in their right mind would want to do that because you decide that you're gonna go and you're gonna do something so so ill-hearted,
Mm.
you know, with your decision.
And selfish.
Right,
It's selfish because you don't think about the repercussions of what you just did or what you're about to do.
right. Because now the people that you say you protecting
Mm.
are you?
Right. Because who's gonna protect them if you get rid of me?
Because
Who?
if you do what you do what you're doing,
Mm.
and then the people that you protecting go away,
Mm-mm. Who gonna protect them? Who gonna check you now? What's going on now? Who gonna provide now?
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You don't even know the whole story.
Don't know it.
You got a little bit of information, and then you're gonna go and take that and do something that is
It's
just
gonna affect the whole family. It's gonna affect not just one person in that situation.
exact.
You're
It
gonna affect
levels
somebody
to it.
that had nothing to do with the situation.
Yep,
You gonna cause a
absolutely.
life changing moment for somebody that had nothing to do with the conversation at all.
Didn't have anything to do with it.
With the whole situation.
I'm in the back room. I'm playing my game.
Mm-mm.
I'm playing my game. But because I'm a certain age and what you doing can have a life altering effect on me because of your decision.
Right. Now I might lose somebody that I needed in my life because of you.
Mm-hmm. You ain't think about that, but you over here making decisions for people.
Right.
That's why I'm telling y'all youngins need to have some respect, and all y'all that get mad and y'all think that when your parents talk to you and they chastise you, put you on punishment. I'm just trying to live like so and so. Well, so and so ain't in your house,
That's right.
and so parents are
Ain't your
raising them different.
then you getting raised. That's right.
Right,
But do you have what you need? Do you have the necessary necessities in your life?
exactly. So you worried about keeping up with the Joneses
Mm-mm.
when you need to be worried about keeping up with your schoolwork.
That's it.
You know, your health.
Getting making yourself better so you can get out of the situation that you already in,
Right,
or
and,
get into a better situation. Be better.
and set yourself up for
Success.
when you become grown.
Mm-hmm.
Look into the future. What do you want to be?
Right. Because it's hard right now for y'all. It's hard. It's hard out here.
Some of y'all just plain disrespectful, and y'all giving these parents a hard time.
Yep. And now all they're doing is looking out for you. And then you're going to have the nerve. Y'all just, the stuff that you do, you disrespect for 30, 40 years old. You still living with your parents, just cutting up. And they
Boy, you
just,
better stop.
just cutting up, doing what you want to do, coming in all. This you can do is respect it.
Not
Because you ought to be out the house. You ought to be out the
34
house.
years old living with your parents.
You ought to be out the house. You ought to be gone.
Hey, some of these parents say they're gonna let their kids stay with them as long as they want to.
Yeah, because it's hard out here. Don't nobody want to be an adult. It's ghetto.
Don't nobody want to be an adult.
No, they don't. But they want to run their mouth like they won. They want to come over here and pop their crap like they won.
Mm.
but get out there in the real world and survive. Get out there and pay a real house, pay a house note, a water bill,
Let me
pay
ask
an
you.
electric bill. Get out here, pay rent.
Right. Before use that energy. Use that energy to fix that house and that foundation that you in because it's made of glass.
Mm-mm.
If you use that, if you take that same energy and you build your foundation in your house where the structure is sturdy,
Mm.
and that house can't be blown down by the wind,
Mm.
or somebody can throw a rock at it
Mm-mm.
and bust the windows out of it.
Not bust the windows out of it
You need you need to stop what you're doing and fix yourself.
immediately. Immediately.
What we tell them? Do better.
No, do better.
Do better.
Don't be sorry. Don't be careful. Don't be sorry. Do better.
Stop being disrespectful.
Got to. Somebody said the lack of respect is sickening. That's what somebody said.
Disgusting. Because look, you
Mm.
might not agree with everything that your parents tell you, unless your parents are just downright dogging the mess out of you. Some of y'all need to stop.
Y'all need to. Right. Your judgment is all over the place. Judgment ain't together.
Right.
Because how you think it came off, or how you think you being treated.
And with society nowadays, everybody's trying to find a way to be a victim. Stop victimizing everything. Everything doesn't require you to act like you're a victim, because it's just not. Take responsibility for your actions.
Yep.
If you're doing something while you living in your parents' house and they check you for it, guess what?
Fix it.
Maybe you should have that conversation. If you don't understand, ask them why they said what they said.
Yep.
Or why they did what they did.
Right. I don't understand. I'm not asking to be disrespectful. I just want to have an understanding of what was wrong about what I did.
Exactly. And then for y'all kids that every time your parents try and talk to you and you go in a shutdown mode, you need to stop doing that and actually open your mouth and have a conversation. I can see y'all over here making these TikTok videos and throwing that butt in a circle.
But when somebody get ready to talk to you, mute.
Right. Ain't nothing happening. You just stiff. Stuck. No. All that same energy that you got in there.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Right. You shaking your ass in the camera talking to everybody. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
Right. And you can't have a conversation with me. That's crazy.
Now I want to have a conversation. Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Now they stuck. Can't say nothing.
Not stuck. Man.
But let me ask you this question.
Ask me, dog. Because I done ran through. I'm here.
Is it okay to cut toxic family members out? To cut ties? I'm sorry. Is it okay to cut toxic family ties?
Absolutely, they need to be cut out. Absolutely. You need to get rid of that. It's like a cancer. If you cut the cancer out, it can't spread. You got to get to it quick. You got to get to it immediately. Like right now. Right now. It needs to be tucked. Because it needs to be handled.
Let me ask you this though. If you got a situation going, like let's say you got a situation going on right now, and it's just hypothetically speaking, is it okay to cut toxic family ties?
Absolutely. When stuff starts to affect your mental health and how you deal with your immediate family,
right?
then you need to cut that. You need to get rid of that immediately because it's going to bleed into your family. It's going to bleed into your household, your current household, not your extended household.
Okay, so I agree. So I just want to read this because like I said, I like to do research. So I asked that question, and then I like to give feedback and go into it. So I said, it says, why is it okay to cut toxic family ties? It could be time to cut the person off if you or your family start to dread visiting that family member, especially if they only interact in negative ways with those around them. Recognize that spending time apart from them is important to one's own mental health.
Absolutely. Because when you start affecting my peace, I ain't got nothing else to give.
Right,
You affected my peace, and we can't have that.
right.
I don't care if you mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. When you start playing in the realm of my peace, we have an issue. Because now I can't be 100% for mine like I need to be because of you taking from me.
Mm-hmm.
You take it, and then you just use and use me, and take and take, and tell me to deal with it. Oh, you should be strong enough to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be all right.
So
Pray about it.
right. So let me I'm gonna give you a backstory on something.
Now don't get wait. I want you to hold it up. Don't get me wrong. I believe in prayer. I believe prayer changes things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe that God gives us common sense.
Right.
I also know that He blesses us with common sense, and
What you say? Mama ain't raised no fool?
that's what it said. He blesses us with common sense, and He also says that you can have all the faith in the world, but it's dead without what? What is it dead without? It's dead without work. You gotta do what? You gotta put in the work.
Work on it.
You gotta work on that.
They say what they say, you don't work.
You don't eat. That's what it said. I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, Mel, I had to get it. I had to say it.
No, preach to them now.
I had to
Talk
say it
to 'em.
because a lot of people think you be
Well,
misconstruing what the words say.
right.
Because you think that God, you just gonna sit here and let God do. Like God can do it. That's no doubt about it. He gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. But
But you
gotta meet them on the other end now.
you gotta meet him halfway.
Right.
You can't just sit there and pray for it. See, I'm the type of person that pray for something, then I'm gonna turn around and go get what I prayed for.
That's why some of these relationships ain't hitting on nothing. Everybody always talking about this person should do that and this person should pay for everything.
Mm-hmm. What that one dude say on that podcast when she was like, "Oh, I did this for him."
He said,
"If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be this."
He said, "So what did you do for him?"
Right. Because in this relationship, before y'all had this relationship, what did you have?
She said, "I did this, and that."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "So
why does he have this right now?"
So when you were with that man, did you build him up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything to make him better?
And she said she did.
She said, "Yeah." And he asked her what, and then he said that when she answered, he said, "Well, you ain't with that man now, and everything that he got, did you help him get that?" She said, "No." He said, "Well, you ain't do nothing then." Because she was talking about, I fed him, I bought him clothes, I did this,
I made him who he was. Yeah.
like. But did he have that stuff going into the relationship? Did you help him grow after the fact that y'all not together? And no, she said no. So she didn't do nothing for him.
Or did she help him grow while they were together?
No.
That's
wow. Just because you massage him and cook and clean, how is that making him better?
It don't.
How is that making him better? You're comforting him because as a significant other, that's what you should do.
Yes.
But helping him grow, spiritually.
You should be challenging him. Yes, you should be
mentally,
what the Bible say, that
financially, so y'all can get to a better place.
Right? Because
why is he not with you?
Because you are unequally yoked.
Talk to him.
Because y'all are not equally yoked. That's why y'all not together. That's exactly why you're not together.
And you know what? You know what he did? You know what he did? He said, "You are here." They call them seasonal people.
You're here to get me to the next season.
You're here for a season. And he told pretty much what he told. I'm looking for that person that's gonna go through all seasons
Right.
with me.
I need a lifetime.
Right.
That's what I need.
I need that person. I need the roots.
Right.
I'm
I
looking
need the
for
roots under the ground, not the ones on top of it. I need it under the ground.
Right. Cause the roots hold me down. They keep me grounded.
Right, because a branch can snap off.
And
A branch can fall.
And guess what the leaves can do?
They can wither away. They can blow away in the wind.
Right.
The roots there. They in there. They planted.
Yep.
Lord have mercy.
Yep.
I wasn't trying to get nobody no word tonight now.
Listen, sometimes they need to hear it.
Man.
It's good for that nourishment of the soul.
It is. It is for the soul.
Yeah. No man, but that backstory. It's weird because I'm supposed to be like I'm supposed to forget about things that happen.
Right. Inexcusable behavior.
Yeah.
You want me to you trying to get me to excuse it. To forget about it.
You know what? Because I forgot. I should have wrote it down, but it popped in my head, and I forgot how I was going to spit that one out. But it'll probably come back to me. But it is. It's a lot of times it is inexcusable behavior, and
it is.
People try to make you feel like since you got a better understanding on things, that you're supposed to turn a blind eye and you're supposed to forgive and forget.
And that goes back to the ignorance part that I was talking about earlier. The ignorance part. They are teaching you this because they're ignorant to the fact of what they're actually doing to you.
Yeah.
They don't know. Because it's all that they know.
Exactly. And that's why I always go back to that small town mindset. You know, just that's all they know. Because they haven't been nowhere.
Yep.
They've been doing it for 30, 40, 50,
years.
60, 70 years.
Doing it for a generation, bro.
Right. And that's all they know. Because they mama did it.
Grandmama did it.
Grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like that. They turned out fine. But we can be better. We can do better. I'm not cool with mediocre.
But did they though?
That's what they say.
Because you say they turned out fine.
Right.
But if you doing what they doing, were they fine though?
And are you fine? So you mean to tell me you okay with losing your relationship with your children? Because of an ideal of what you think is correct. You're okay with that.
That's a good question.
Are you okay with losing relationships with your children because of that?
That's a good question.
That's ignorant in itself. Or that could be arrogance. You just gonna do it because you feel like you don't. No, I'm the parent. So I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna fall. I'm not gonna fold. But are you really folding? Or are you becoming wiser?
If they become wiser, then they should be the one. Like if I got a problem with my child, I don't want to talk to you. No, get your ass over here right now.
Right. Tell me what you don't want to do. We're gonna have this conversation.
We're gonna have this conversation.
Right, because that's a misunderstanding. I want this thing to be clear.
Right.
I want it to be clear. I want you to have no ifs, ands, or buts about what it is that I'm trying to convey to you.
Where I stand, where I come from.
Right. Right.
But we're gonna talk.
Yes.
You let me know what, but we're gonna the only way it gets better is if we have a conversation.
We talk about it.
Take the emotion out of it.
That's it. I just want to be talked. I just want to have a conversation. Because it's a lot that I'm dealing with internally.
But then you got some people say, talk to you when they feel like talking to you. Listen.
So I'm supposed to deal with this until you?
When they feel like talking to me, might be too late.
Exactly.
Because if I go away or they go away, then guess what we can't do?
We can't talk.
We can't talk.
And there we go. Somebody gonna be left with that hurt. Somebody gonna be left with that unanswered question or the what if.
So you miss me with that. You can say whatever you want to say about how I feel about that, but you miss me with that one. Like I said, this is open. We can talk about it. But that don't mean I gotta agree with everything that your with your opinion now. So,
We got to do better, man. It's got to be, and I
but
said it on the last one. It's got to be.
but that's for my household. What you do,
You not the only one that
what you eat don't make me, poop or for lack of a better word. But but that's what I do at my household. We're gonna talk about
we got to talk about it. And this is my thing. I always want in my household, and this is what we want. I want my children to have to.
be comfortable.
I want to. No, I'm not gonna. Let me let me elaborate on that. I ain't gonna say I don't want them to be comfortable because I do, but I want them to know that they can always come to daddy for anything, no matter if it's bad or if it's good.
Yes, that's
I
what I was
want them to
saying.
know that they can come to me, but make no mistake about it.
Comfortable.
I want them comfortable. Make no mistake about it. It won't be no disrespect,
You gonna be uncomfortable when you approach me now.
right? It ain't gonna be no disrespect
We
now
can
behind
still
it,
have that conversation, but you gonna be a little uneasy.
right? Because I'm listen, like I'm here to make it better. Because I want you. I want for you. I really, truly, in my heart, want better for you. That's why I go through the stuff that I'm going through, so that you don't have to go through it. That's me, and that's what happens in my household. That's what I want. That's what we've always established in our household. We want our children to be able to come to us and be able to speak to us and know, hey, that mommy and daddy are gonna take care of them, regardless. Know that we're gonna figure out some way to make sure that they good versus whatever it may be. Just having that open line, that line of dialogue.
Right.
That's what we want. And that's what we're establishing.
Yeah.
But again,
Got to.
it won't be no disrespect though.
No,
That won't be tolerated.
no,
That
not at
won't.
all.
As long as I'm paying bills. I'm paying bills.
A lot of people don't. A lot
Bills.
of people don't agree with
Man.
things, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I just don't. My and I got all girls, and they all different in their own way. One might be more emotional than the other one, but I that level of disrespect that I witnessed, man, I couldn't believe it.
Man, it's on your heart. It look like it's steady on you.
It is, man, and because I wasn't raised that way.
No.
Like I said, man, some of these kids are out of control nowadays, man. They and I think they got that itis.
What you mean, man? Man, what you mean? What you mean? Because ain't that something you usually get after a meal? A good 5 meal? Talk about it.
And when I say that, that's that boy T.I. son.
Mm-mm.
He's standing on business,
Mm.
is what he said. And I think a lot of these kids be standing on business because they feel like they got something to prove.
Mm.
They feel like they know more than their parents. They
Mm-hmm.
feel like
They've
they
been through more than what their parents
oh
been through.
they got it. They done made it. They done made it. They got it made it, and can't nobody
Well,
tell
he
them
did
nothing.
have it made.
Did he though?
That's what they said. They said he had it made.
I mean,
That's what they said. They said, you live with your grandma.
yeah,
You had it made. We watched you grow up in front of everybody. You ain't never had a hard day in your life.
he hasn't. He hasn't. He did have it made, to be honest. But these kids think they got it made too, and they don't. And but they don't have a pot to piss in or a
Mm-mm.
window to throw
Not
it
a
out of,
window
but
to
yet
throw it
they
out.
got everything. And but I learned a long time ago. It's always the people. It's always the people that ain't got nothing going for themselves. They always got something to say.
Well, mm-hmm.
Or or it's people that got a lot of personal issues, and they project them on other people
Mm-mm.
to feel better.
Not to feel better about themselves.
hmm Either way, whichever one you choose, they need to deal with
Got to.
it. And when I say deal with it, I don't mean just suck it up. I mean, you need to deal with it in a way where you get some type of
Help.
resolution.
That's right.
You
Get a
know,
good,
from it.
have a good outcome from it.
Yeah,
Learn from it.
because I'm telling you right now, they say pressure bust pipes. Keep doing that. Your mental gonna be so jacked up. You're gonna be losing hair.
Mm-hmm.
Your skin gonna be bad. You're gonna be wrinkly in the face. You're gonna be old before you know it.
Yep.
Be 30 some years old, looking like
50,
granddaddy. You 50,
40.
55.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Health gonna be shot through the roof, or shot down, however you wanna put it. Now, I don't got too much more to say, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this now. Um, and closing for me,
Mm.
I don't know if Jay got any more to say. He might have some more to say, but in closing for me, remember that no one has a right to harm you,
Mm.
disrespect you, or disrupt your peace of mind. So understand that, like, you got rights. You got rights to your feelings, your peace of mind, um, your respect. For that, and in some relationships will improve your mental health
Mm-hmm.
and your overall social life.
Mm-hmm.
And they say if you hang out with positive minded people, I
Mm-hmm.
should say, then you will always get positive things.
Mm-hmm.
You hang around with people that are pessimistic
Negative. Mm-hmm.
and negative and don't have anything going for them, guess what? Same way.
Not the birds of a feather.
Flock together. You know? So if you understand that, and you put yourself around people that want to do better
Mm-hmm.
and be better,
Mm-hmm.
you what Dion say? If you feel good, you
Mm-hmm.
look good. If
Hey.
you look good, you
Hey.
play good.
You
That
what?
boy, hey, listen, that
He
boy
said
ain't
what?
hold on that.
He ain't holding on. I'm from. Hey.
I put that back foot
That's
down.
what he said. That's what he
Listen,
said.
so, um, cutting ties with a toxic parent,
Mm.
you know,
Woo.
may give you space to heal,
Mm-hmm.
but it may also present additional challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's tough. It's tough on
It's tough to cut ties with your parents.
Yeah.
It is, because that's your parent. Like when you think about your parents, you think, nah, I'm gonna get up on this, Will. I'm gonna get up on this, man.
Go ahead, man. Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
It's hard to deal with having to cut off a parent, because parents are the first. Parents are the first people that do a lot for you. You experience a lot with your parents. They give you make you be. They'll make you cry. They'll be the first ones to make you cry. They'll be the first ones to hurt you. First ones to love you. First ones to take care of you. It's a lot of firsts with your parents, and we all, want to believe and know that our parents have our best interest at heart.
Yeah.
That's any child. That's what they would want to believe. Now, when and if a parent betrays that, or makes that statement questionable, then for me, you might have to step back. What they say, you might have to. You can still love them, but you might have to love them from a distance. That's what they said, man. You might have to feed them with a long handled spoon.
Now my mama told me that, and I'm gonna have to use the same spoon on her.
Back on her, because my mama definitely told me that I'm done dealing with y'all.
Lord.
I've had to deal with y'all from a distance.
Now I'm gonna be taking a spoon around my mama's mouth like a Gerber baby.
Because
Stop, man.
you got to,
I know
because
you're serious, man. I'm just
you do, because it's hard to cut them off, But if it's for your inner peace, I'm not even gonna say but. If it's for your inner peace and for your mental well-being, for you to be better for your children,
good.
or for your own health, so that you don't hurt yourself, then you might need to step away. And you can still love them from a distance.
Uh-huh.
That's what you do. But you just make sure that you, in your dealings with them, you're very short with your dealings.
Yeah.
Your dealings are short.
I'll still be able to communicate. It's just certain things that I won't touch on, I won't talk about.
Right.
You know,
I know how to
I
present. Like I
I'll
know
still visit just to keep on making sure that my parents
this
are
is
good
good.
and checking on them.
Cause you would
Stuff like that.
now
Like
you right. You don't want nothing to happen to your parents. So, that's nobody really. That's not what your. That's not what your mental is at.
right.
But you can't. You you cannot sacrifice yourself.
Your peace, your well being,
You
your
can't.
family.
You can't sacrifice it because that you cannot allow your parents to cause friction in your home.
No, because you don't live with them no more.
Exactly. You have
And they
left.
need to understand that.
Right. And they will call you trying to uphold your parents and be a certain way will cause friction in your families.
But if you taught me if you raised me to when I was 18 to take care of myself and get out the nest.
Right. And you
Smart.
got to believe what you did was right.
Right.
You got to believe how you raised me was good.
Right.
You got to be
Yeah.
confident in that.
Absolutely. Let me live.
Right. And if I do mess up, you can, hey, like, or you can be like, oh, if you do see something that I don't see, hey, just so you know, I see this, but you gonna make your own decisions. But know that you can come back here if you need advice. Know that you can come back to me if you need something from me, and I will be receptive to you. I won't tell you that you're crazy. I won't tell you that you need to go talk to somebody. I won't tell you the stuff that I put you through that is not valid because I did it. I won't tell you that because what you put me through, or how I was raised by you, or what I went through as a child, it affects me in my adult life.
Yep. You need to understand that just because I'm not in your household and you can like
Mm,
you you don't have to physically take care of me anymore, it
right.
doesn't mean that you don't that
That your job as a parent is over for one.
right and that you don't mentally as
Mm,
a parent have to be there for me
yes.
because
You still
you're
have
still my
duties.
parent.
Yes, right.
You
You still
still have a responsibility to
absolutely.
me in a certain way.
That's right.
And yes, I'm grown, but I'm still your child.
That's right.
And my respect level for you is high. So
Mm-hmm.
I still expect you to be there
Right.
because I'm gonna put myself in the hierarchy under you.
That's right.
So when I need information
I need
and
somebody to
leadership,
lean on. Yes.
I'm coming to you.
Right. If I tell you I'm hurt as your child, you are to nurture me.
Yes, you are supposed to be there for me.
Mm.
I should
I,
be if you
whew,
90 and I'm 70, I should be
I
able to
still want
call
it.
you.
Right.
You can't walk, you can't do nothing. I'm still gonna come to you. To me, if you in a wheelchair, you still standing tall.
That's it.
That's what I see.
That's it. Because you was my hero. You was my first hero.
Exactly.
They never gonna change. You was my first hero.
Stop trying to give away your parent rights because for certain things, for what accommodates you. Stop doing that. Because it's still your responsibility to make sure that I'm still because you're gonna go on these streets and you're gonna tell somebody that's my child right there. Girl, I ain't seen him in a long time.
Right.
You say it all the time. But I'm your child when you want when
When it's looking good for you. When it's a
convenient
benefit.
for you.
Yes,
No,
benefiting
I'm
you.
your child until you not on this earth no
No
more,
more.
or I'm not on this earth no more. I'm still your child. So I
Absolutely.
still come to you for guidance, and you supposed to have the damn answers for me. You supposed to teach me no matter what.
No matter what it is.
If I get lost in this world, I still need my parent to get me back on the right path.
That's right.
Just because I'm grown don't mean I got all the answers.
I don't got them all, and and like you said, you don't have them all, but we can come together and we can learn.
Exactly.
We can come together and we can grow, in turn strengthening our family bond.
Each one teach one.
That's it. Hey, now I ain't got too much more to say to y'all. Hey, man, this has been a good episode, and I hope that y'all got something from it, man. I hope that you got some out of it.
Yeah.
I really want y'all to parents, listen to your children. whether they younger or they older. Listen to them.
Children, listen to your parents. Listen to your parents. It's a two-way street. You might get older, you might have a better understanding. You in your teens, you 15, 16, 17 years old. Look, y'all might think y'all grown.
What, nose just wide open.
Right. Y'all, but y'all not. Because y'all, a lot of y'all can't take care of yourself.
You can't. And when you really get out in this real world and you see what it costs to take care of yourself, you're gonna want to run back home to mama and daddy.
And some of y'all that's out there fighting your parents, guess what? Some of y'all ain't battle tested, so you might not want to do that. Because y'all gonna end up looking crazy.
Looking crazy. Man.
But again, like for us, man, this episode, like a lot of times that we go deep into certain things because we have experiences with this stuff, or we may have experienced something recently. But again, this is just for us to, give y'all insight on different things and how to deal with them and stuff like that. I think this episode was pretty a pretty good one. I think we put out a lot of information, gave definitions, examples, and solutions for a lot of things. So take that with you, put that in your bag.
Apply it when necessary.
If you don't like some of the stuff we said, you can put that off somewhere. If you like it, put that in your brain housing group.
There you go. Put it in your tackle box.
Right. And utilize that stuff later on to help people out.
That's right.
Whether it's whatever situation it is, workplace, home, family, stuff like that. Just be able to use it.
That's right.
Some of y'all got multiple families, so you can use that. Some of y'all married into a family, so it can help them too. But talk about it. That's the biggest thing. And that's
communicate. Yes, communicate.
Yeah, and communication is always going to be the key to everything. So active communication.
Yes.
Listen, and with a purpose.
And for our community, it's okay. It's okay to talk to somebody. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody, it's okay for that.
What you mean?
All right. It's okay to see. It's okay to look after your mental. It's okay to go look after your mental. And that's what I want to feed into.
It's okay to go to therapy.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't get the misconception that it's not okay.
It's okay to go to therapy.
It's all right. You can go there.
So when you going?
Listen. Hey, sit up straight. Look at me.
Hey, talk to me. I'll talk back.
Hey, it's your boy Jay.
And your boy Mel.
Hey, and this has been Pass the Word.
Y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go ahead and pass that word.